This is AOC and when I'm not listening to cows fart. I'm listening to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast with Nikki G.
Episode 113. I didn't quite make it. I saw a group of rabbits walking backwards. Yeah, it was a receding hairline. That's horrible. Hello and welcome to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast. I'm your host, Nikki G. I'm here to inform, entertain, and delight your ear holes with all things off-road for the next 10 minutes or so. Why 10 minutes? Because that's about how long I have until my sausages boil. And yes, I am boiling sausages. I know people tell me I'm gross for doing it, but it's the easiest way I enjoy sausage. I'm not talking breakfast sausage, which has to be grilled or cooked over a frying pan. I'm talking about the sweet Italian sausage that you put in your pasta. Yeah, I boil it, and then I just put it in the sauce, mix it in with the pasta. It's easy, and I like it that way. Don't judge. Now that we're finished with the cooking portion of the show, I'd like to turn over all the legal mumbo-jumbo to my enslaved AI interns. Take it away, my enslaved AI interns.
You're listening to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast, the podcast for the off-roader with a short attention span.
You can follow the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Never on TikTok. You can listen to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast on whatever the hell you're listening to it on now, including Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, Spotify, Odyssey, Podbay, Podchaser, Pocket Cast, iHeartRadio, and on YouTube.
Got something to say? We would love to hear from you. Just contact the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast at 10minuteoffroad@gmail.com. That's 10minuteoffroad@gmail.com. Or leave a comment on our YouTube channel.
Thank you very much, enslaved AI interns. You're worth every penny. This weekend, I was supposed to install the slip yoke eliminator on the TJ, but the parts that were supposed to be delivered Friday didn't show up Friday. They actually came today, Monday. So I had nothing to do over the weekend. Wife was out of town. I was to my own devices all weekend. About 1 a.m, I got the great idea. Hey, since I got nothing to do tomorrow, why don't I just head up to Whitetop Mountain in Virginia? It's someplace I've been wanting to go. And so let me go up there and poke around. I was up that way in June or July when I went to the Tazewell Jeep Fest. But I didn't get a chance to go up to the peak of Whitetop Mountain. I drove right past it, but I didn't have time to. I was kind of pressed on a schedule. I overslept that morning, which I seem to do whenever I am out alone. I seem to just sleep in all morning. So anyhow, I was running behind schedule, didn't have time to stop, blew past it, vowed to go back another day, and I said, well, today's the day. So I packed up some gear in the Jeep, just enough to hold me over if I had to spend the night, and it was also a trial run to see how little gear I could use. I didn't pack a tent, I just packed my sleeping bag. I was going to sleep in the back seat of the Jeep, which to you tall people sounds uncomfortable. To short little shits like me, I fit perfect in the back seat. I threw the diesel heater in, my jet boil, and just some food that would require just heating, like instant oatmeal, ramen noodles, and of course my favorite, SpaghettiOs, which I'm kind of leaning away from SpaghettiOs and more towards the double stuffed sausage raviolis that Chef Boyardee has, which is pretty good. So moving on, I headed up to Whitetop Mountain. The weather was a little on the chilly side. We were having 45-degree days and up in the 50s, I believe, during the day, and it was going to be in the low 40s at night. Going up there, it was, last time I got out of my Jeep was in West Jefferson, which was probably about an hour south of Whitetop Mountain. And then when I got to Whitetop Mountain, as soon as I got within 10 miles of it, There's ice on the side of the road, snow. As soon as I turned onto the Forest Service Road, it was nothing but ice. It was a slush that froze. I got out of the Jeep to take some pictures and look around, and I slipped and busted my ass. Good thing about falling on a frozen road is you got ice on your injury right away. So, but yeah, I didn't get hurt. I just kind of bruised my butt, so to speak. There was a heavy mist or a light mist there was a mist in the air. The ice would only get worse. I decided to give it a try. I put it in 4 high. I didn't want to get in 4 low just yet. Put it in 4 high. Traveled up the road, slipping and sliding the whole way, just trying to creep along. The lockers in the back really didn't do me any favors on ice. I slid off the trail a couple of times, but luckily I slid into the mountainside, not towards the cliff side. I can't really call it cliff, but the drop-off side of the mountain. After the second time, I just kind of bit the bullet and said, you know what, I'm going to turn around. I didn't even get a third of the way down the road. Didn't get nowhere near the summit, but I vow to go back again another day. It's on my to-do list. All the way down, I was thinking, I was kind of depressed that I couldn't get it up to the top. But then once I hit pavement, I thought to myself, you know, I've matured as a person, because younger Nick would have just sent it and hoped for the best. And now I've learned that, yeah, it's better to turn around and come back and fight for another day. So I didn't make it. But traveling south, you know, like I said, 15 minutes away from the from Whitetop Mountain, it was beautiful weather. It was a little soggy because of the rain we had the day before. But the weather was good, and so I continued on. I had my eyes on some other service roads to travel down. And like I said, I was up there last year poking around. I enjoyed it. So I hit service road, I think 33 or 32. And it was a nice, fun little road. It was, being that it was wet, it was kind of muddy and fun. Nothing too treacherous. A lot of one-way road. Thank God I didn't come across traffic. But the one thing I got to say about the Service Road 32, what a friggin' mess. You people in Virginia, if you're listening to me, stop throwing your trash in the forest. I know I'm wasting my breath because people listening to this show are not the ones trashing the forest, but my God, I've seen so much trash, and it was a total opposite from when I was up there last year. Of course, I didn't go down Service Road 32. I went down a bunch of other roads, but I didn't hardly see any trash. I thought it was nice, beautiful Jefferson National Forest. You people really take care of it. This road, though, however, oh my God, horrible. So if you're part of a 4-wheel drive group and you're looking for a road to clean up, Forest Service Road 32 outside of Damascus, Virginia, you really need some help. So with that being said, I've got some information. I looked up Whitetop Mountain. I didn't really know too much about it. What I discovered is Whitetop Mountain is the second highest mountain in Virginia. It's Mount Rogers next to it is the tallest, but Whitetop Mountain is at 5,500 feet, 5,525, and it is the highest public road in the state, which leads to the summit of 5,525 feet. The summit provides a panoramic view of 3 states on clear days. Whitetop Mountain is the historic interest site of the location of the annual Whitetop Folk Festival from 1932 to 1939. And folk music back then was probably known as pop music. Okay, the entire region, that the whole mountain range that Whitetop Mountain is in, is considered the rooftop of Virginia because it is home to the highest point in the Old Dominion. The summit of Mount Rogers stands at the elevation of 5,700 feet, while Virginia's second highest peak nearby Whitetop Mountain is only at 5,500 feet. The last mile after turning off the paved road is a dirt gravel road that after it rains or snows is nearly impassable. Yeah, boy, did I find that out. I've rambled on long enough. Until next time, this is Nikki G saying wheel what you got and be happy.